I choose to make a work reflecting about growing up in the countryside, going into the city, and what really that entails in a bigger sense, not just materially, not just where one lives, but what that does to one psychologically. So, the work is not an illustration of this point, but you see. A kind of a landscape that is excavated with a semblance of city towers, using belts and ties, referring to gold belts or copper belts, you know, because thinking of Johannesburg, being built on a gold, on a kind of a really big gold belt, and what that does in a social way to people. And my second point is my self relationship with people that are living there on a totally daily basis, and me having lived there and having left and maybe coming with different ideas. And I just found the sense of strong belief in kind of ancestral carefulness and religion also very important, because it also questioned where I was situating myself within that kind of talk. So the jealous lover is more a rumination about what it means to be a human being with or without belief, and what one chooses to accept with any belief that comes, that one accepts. Johannesburg, it was a city of gold once upon a time, but it is built on mine dumps at the moment, and of course all that what entails from the ideas of Cape to Cairo, of Cecil John Rhodes, and all of the different kinds of partitionings. But I chose to present this situation in a much more open-ended way, to as a kind of a basis to start a form of discussion. I chose not to make this a sociological investigation, but to have more poetic nuances. So that is why there are no actual buildings in it. And even on top of that, you have these hats that are hovering above the whole situation, which for me represent a kind of a mourning, which really refers to a transformation of the actual situation. Talking about jealousy and love, I'm invoking the complex emotions that people might have within that kind of living condition, and also looking at my own personal investments in some of those things that because it is very. I don't find it interesting to just have abstract arrangement of piles of rubbish to I think it's better nuanced like this. So the idea that with the ties and with the belts, I'm talking about manhood or masculinity, but then you have the women that are represented by the mourning hats and the veil and so on, and that's just the start of a kind of a discussion.
Studio hier in Amsterdam? No, no, no. Art is from Amsterdam.